actually be a track limit, considering that he just exited his car right at that moment. Bit of a shame considering he was on the middle of a pretty good lap. However, both Beastiver and Geometry both give up on their current lap to try and start another one, as Moto is still keeping the exact same pace as usual, trying to punch even further above his weight, seeing if he can get a 109 despite already being a full second over the Haas just behind him. But of course, not everyone has set in a lap time. But now, New Roma, a 110 for the Williams. Very impressive time considering the kit that he's supposedly working with. But yeah, Moto accidentally goes off track, which isn't the best for him. And now S10 is slowly starting to slip under the cracks of the standings, as now Red Jelly sets in a pretty good time, and he goes off the track limits. He's slowly starting to lose his grip on getting into Q3. And another time is recorded with, where is that? Honestly, it's a little difficult to tell with, well, the default Roblox navigation thing keeps popping up whenever I press left and right too much, and it's getting annoying. But yeah, the Red Bull of Beastivia, about to set in a quali lap, isn't going to put him at the front. It puts him in third place, just behind just ahead of New Roma, but just behind the Mercedes of Red Jelly, who is really starting to outshine his teammate Lightning, who's currently sitting at the bottom of the standings. But there is quite a bit of time to finish it off as New Roma, the guy in fourth, does start going off track. Look, trying to cut everything as tight as possible because he doesn't have that much time to set any lap. Honestly, it'll be kind of a miracle if he makes it into Q3 at all, considering again, passing consistent and whatnot. But yeah, Moto still trying to keep it as clean as ever. Right, we got an announcement coming in from Race Control that safety cars are going to be used in this race, so those are just an extra couple rules that the drivers are going to follow. Moto accidentally cuts a little bit too wide and it raises his current lap. A bit of a shame, but he's still leading the qualifying, so it's not like it's going to hurt too much. S10 looking to try. No, wait, he went off track. Okay. Trust me, it's easier to follow these when there's an actual race going on. Now Lightning, he's trying to get a good time, but he's continuously having to tap the wheel due to how sometimes inconsistent it is. Like, you could see just from his driving that he had to make multiple slight adjustments there, and just like that, he's off the track. This isn't Light's day, and he doesn't have that much time to try and get a better time. Say it again. Oh, right, okay. Hi, chat. Moto has a bit of a slip, ruining a time. But, of course, he is still leading, so no harm, no foul. Not necessarily many people are coming in to set a good lap right now. It's seeming that there's not going to be that many shifts in the standings unless someone makes a big jump to make it into the shootout. Even the Ferrari of wasn't able to set that good of a time. And just like that, another Haas goes on track as both Jerry Pecco. Wait, no. There's one driver who hasn't set a lap yet who was dominating in the previous race, Jerry Pecco. He should be typically getting into Q3, but considering how shaky his car has recently been, it's sort of in the question, as he only has a few more attempts to make it all the way. Wait, did someone else set another time? Hold on. I think someone set another time, but if they did, I missed it. Sorry, first day on the job. But yeah, S10 is coming to the finish line. It's uncertain as to whether he got here without hitting any track limits or not. But yeah, he's driving off the track. He hit a track limit. But Geometry is looking to try and set a good time. Did he hit any track limits? He took it tight here. What is he going to get? Geometry slips into fourth. That should be good enough to secure him for the shootout. But yeah, now all eyes are on Jerry Pecco, the only driver that hasn't set a qualifying lap so far, but he has shown to have the pace to make it into the shootout. Can he bring that almost championship winning Alfa Romeo all the way to the end? Oh, he's going slightly off the track. I'm not entirely sure if that's a track limit. That may have just been a quirk with the track's design itself, but maybe he's safe. I don't know. He takes it a bit wide there, but I don't think he touched a track limit. That looked like he was trying to be quite conservative with how he did it. Ooh, that might have been a track limit, though. He went a bit wide, and yep, he's off the track entirely. And he's completely exited out. I don't think that was the right play, considering he could have built up some speed from there. He might not have enough time to set one out of an off lap, because now he only has one more chance. As now the Williams of New Roma is looking like... Wait, someone else started over time? Sorry, it's difficult to focus on everything, but I think... Wait, who said about a time? I'm not sure. But yeah. And the Mercedes of Lightning, who is looking quite good going into this round, is now slipping lower and lower into the standings. If he can't keep it up, he's not going to make it to the shootout. But he's keeping things very clean. It's looking like he's going to get a big improvement on his time going into the final parts. He hasn't cut any track limits yet. He's keeping it tight. Where is this going to be on the standings? And Lightning goes across the line, and he cuts it up to 5th place. If no one else gets a good enough time, that might be enough to secure him a spot in the shootout. But now, all eyes are on Jerry Pecco, who now only has one more shot to go around the track and set a qualifying time good enough to get into the shootout. All the pressure is mounting on him at this rate. Also, my apologies for thinking there was only one shootout at the beginning. Again, no one told me, and I was supposed to sort of know. But I mean, it's fine. I know now. Wait, is this Jerry Pecco's off lap, or is this his genuine lap? He's genuinely keeping it, like, very tight and consistent if this is an out lap. Oh, there's a bit of a slip, but he uses it to his advantage and recovers it very nicely. This could be a very nice time for Jerry Pecco, but all he needs is a decent enough time, but almost everyone is compacted into 1 second, so this could be very close from him. He's taking it tight. He's going through. He hits a track limit at the end. But now, Jerry Pecco heads out for his final chance to make it into the shootout. Can he do it? Where can he save time? He's taking as tight of a line as possible going into that second corner. So now, for this moment, because of how straight it is, he can take a moment to collect himself and have a breather before the real challenge begins. Takes a pretty consistent line, but it's also quite safe, not getting anywhere near where he could potentially hit a track limit. And that's because he needs to be consistent for this lap. If he makes even one mistake, he's done for. He's starting in 10th, which doesn't really sound good for the team that's second in Constructors right now. But yeah, Jerry Pecco now heading to the most difficult part to not hit a track limit for. Does he go for it? I think he barely avoided a track limit there. One of the wheels was still on the track, but it is looking a little bit shaky. Who knows if this is even going to be that good of a time on the board. But he's going into the final couple corners. Can Jerry Pecco keep it consistent? He gets a good line over there. He cuts through the middle. Where is this going to be on the leaderboard? Jerry Pecco comes in, gets 7th. I don't know if that's good enough to get him into the shootout. Is that good enough to get him into the shootout? Ooh, and Jerry Pecco just barely misses out on making it into the shootout after having such a dominant run. That's not the kind of image you want to have for a team that's that close to leading the championship, but it is what it is. So yeah, going into the shootout, there's a surprise appearance from Oh wait, and a final lap time set by Lightning puts him into 3rd in the shootout. It doesn't shift any of who's gonna get there. It doesn't shift any of the positions for who is there and who isn't. But also, someone else got into the high spots as well. I'm not sure who that was. Someone will have to correct me on that. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little dance. People live are gonna see me. It was me doing one little dance. But yeah, the Ferraris have been shown to be as consistent as ever, with both of them making it into the shootout. But a bit of a disappointment from Alfa Romeo is only one of their drivers make it out to this section, and Geometry, the person who's leading the championship, only barely makes it into the shootout. So yeah, a bit of a mixture of drivers. If I can head over, a bit of a mixture of drivers. Both of the Ferraris make it in. Both of the Mercedes make it in. One of the Red Bulls make it in. And I think we're awaiting who else came in 6. Also, hello, Sainz. Sainz, my beloved. But, there's two 63 Mercedes here. Nobody wants to play as Lewis. But yeah, heading into the shootout, there's 2 Ferraris, 2 Mercedes, a Red Bull, and I don't know where the last guy is. It might be top 5. I'm not too sure. But yeah, let me get a little set. Oh yeah, the last guy's in Alfa Romeo. So it's 2 Ferraris, 2 Mercedes, one Red Bull, and 1 Alfa. And Mercedes are actually having a very solid race for this one. They've been keeping it a lot more consistent than they usually do, actually, by getting both Mercedes into the shootout. Wait, hold on. What's the 6th driver? Okay, clearly I'm missing something. One second. Okay, so we're waiting for everyone to finish their outlap, and it's seeming like one of the drivers that made it into the top 6. Oh wait, no, there he is. I was wondering where Moto was. Moto really did take his time. I'm getting into here, but I mean, yeah, that's what happens. With how much less time they have for the actual shootout, these drivers have to make it count. And considering that so far here, Beast is the only representative for Red Bull, he does not want to let them down, especially considering he still has the best car. Red Bull might have made a bit of a blunder when hiring the drivers, considering that Ferrari have been absolutely flexing on them in the standings. Hold on, let me check the actual standings. But this is actually a really crucial race for Beast, because he is only 5 points away from Geometry, and he needs to do everything he can to cut one unhit above. But Geometry sets a really good lap with a 108, and it's just ahead of Beast. This is looking like a thing for Geometry, and oh no! There's a crash from Red Jelly! That might be the end of his qualifying run. He might have to start the race in 6. You know, because this game is quite giant, and I don't think it lets you restart if you had an issue with the tires. Let me get another sip. Never happens to me when I'm in a public lobby. But yeah, I'm gonna look through the standings again. All right, I'm spectating the Lightning. Lightning's been having a pretty good lap, and he needs to pretty much do everything he can to fish Mercedes out of the strange constructor spot they find themselves in right now, just to try and get them into the top 3. Some crazy streams, okay. But yeah, Lightning is still keeping everything very consistent. Red sets a time, but it's not quite the best. All eyes right now are on Lightning. He's been keeping it tight. He's going as consistent as he can in the last segments. Where is he going to be in the qualifying? He might have went off the track there. Where is he? He's on pole! We've got a Mercedes on pole with Lightning! What an incredible showing from him, considering the iffy car the Mercedes have had this year. That was quite the qualifying race right there. But of course, both Geometry and Beast in that tight bind for the championship, not gonna take that sitting down. Geometry is already off doing another lap. He might have went off there. And actually, I almost completely forgot that you can check the segment times. I'll remember that for next time. Geometry might have went off track there, but overall he is keeping it quite consistent, and yeah, he went off track. A bit of a disappointment. But Beast, he had a pretty slow first segment, but he is being shown to keep everything clean. If he can still keep it focused and try and completely send it in segment 2 and 3, this might be GG for him. Oh, there's a bit of a slip, but he uses it to orient himself faster. That might be a faster segment. Not quite, but it is still decently quick. Not quite as fast as what Geometry had, though. He's trying to take it tight. There's a bit of a shake from him. I don't think that's going to be a good time for Geometry, considering how shaky that all looked. Red sets a better time, and in fact, Red is actually leading over Beast now. So it's funny. In this alternate universe, Mercedes is flexing over Ferrari. But now, all eyes are on someone that everybody wasn't considering. That being Moto. Someone who has been shown to be really, really good, but he needs those particular moments of focus to dodge the track limits. And he's currently in the middle of what is probably going to be one of his only proper attempts to try and do this. He is keeping it as tight as usual. He gets one of the fastest splits for the first segment. This is looking good. He keeps it really clean. Going into the second segment, we could have an incredible lap on our hands right here if Moto keeps it clean. There's a bit of a shake. He recovers it brilliantly. What an amazing recovery from Moto. That might reflect in his time as well. He gets a green segment for section 2. He hasn't actually finished a lap yet. All he has to do is keep it clean in this last segment. I think he might have hit a track limit there, but if he doesn't, where does that put Moto? On the standings! Everyone stand... He hit a track limit at the end. Honestly, a massive shame from Moto, considering he looked so consistent going into those other laps. And now it's pretty much just an act of everyone else trying to keep things somewhat consistent. Which is looking like it's going to be a bit of a fault for everyone. And if things don't shift, we're going to have a Mercedes on pole. Something that we haven't seen in a long, long time. At least, I don't think it. It might even be a first. Can someone correct me if I'm wrong on that? Because I'm not entirely sure of the history of this event. And I want to be, like, historically correct with stuff. So, yeah, But yeah, everyone is just trying to see if they can get some good pace in the beginning. Geometry is actually having some pretty good times here. He might be able to take the lead back from Lightning in the dying moments of qualifying. He's keeping things clean. He hasn't hit a track limit. It's a bit shaky. Can he take Lightning's pole? He does it! Geometry by only 20 milliseconds is on pole! What an incredible clutch from the Ferrari driver! And it's going to be crucial for him in the championship as the person who's closest to him, who I think is Beast. Yeah, it's Beast. As the person closest to him hasn't been able to keep things consistent, but he is going to be able to set a good lap time as well. Where does that put him? Does he steal Geometry's pole? He only moves himself one spot further upwards, but he's immediately going out to try and set a better time. And now there's also Wisey Red Bull, who was about to finish his lap time. Don't know if he's in a track limit yet. We haven't got an update. No, he hasn't. He's about to set his first time. Where could that put him on the leaderboards? Is this going to look even better for Ferrari? He keeps it clean. He has a really good last segment, and that puts him... Wisey slips into pole position, and things are only starting to look worse for Beast as he loses the position he only just gained. But now, with everyone finishing those, all eyes are on Moto. Can he break the streak Can he actually finish a full, proper lap without touching a track limit? He's keeping things clean. He's looking to take the lines. Another bit of a shake. He barely avoids a track limit there, but that is a yellow segment. But at this point, any time for him, he is going to have to accept. He takes it a tad bit wide. I think he's still in. Moto didn't touch a track limit. Where's he going to be in the standings? Where will Moto be? Not the best lap for Moto, but he still has one more chance to try and bring it all back in. He gives up. Not the best qualifying action for Moto, as he can only manage 6. But now, and it's seeming like with every driver only getting reds and yellows, that's going to be it for the qualifying. Geometry is on pole after stealing it at the last second from Lightning. The Mercedes that was all oh so consistent. Wisey in the last couple minutes sets a lap that just barely beat Beast to the punch. And that 4-car gap is going to be a massive task to try and beat over him. And then from there we have Red, and unfortunately at the back of the shootout, who seemed to be the most consistent and best driver going in, Moto. What a brilliant qualifying session.
Hello then. A bit late, but I'm here.
Hello. I'm actually gonna very briefly go to the toilet because I had a full drink. Give me a sec. You guys on the stream, if you can see me dancing now.
Alright. Well, yeah. Of course, right now, everyone's gonna do laps in. Like Annie said right now. I think it was either a geometry or a little max light. I'm not entirely sure, but it is there. As we see, I think the Ferrari of Y-Side. I'm not entirely sure. He's gonna go through.
Anyway, I'm back. If there was any qualifying session which could be used to prove Geometry's skill and why he's leading the championship, I think it has to be this one. He absolutely cooked right at the end, only beating Light by the thinnest of possible margins to just barely clutch out that pole position in the dying moments of the qualifying, where any position would be crucial.
Yeah, I mean, all three people that qualified in the top 3, it's only separated by 2 tenths, so obviously the field is very close. But even though, yes, it may be very close, race pace will always matter too. And so it's just going to be a question whether Geometry can even continue with his race pace, and if Little Max Light can be able to get ahead. But I think, yeah, everyone's just trying to line up right now, and they're gonna attempt to get a result in.
It's also not been the best result for Aston Martin. They failed to make it into even the second qualifying session multiple times over, despite having a car good enough to do it. Why do you think that would be?
Honestly, I think it might just be down to the drivers and just, honestly, management. I think that's really how it works.
Yeah.
Because honestly, yeah, it's just Aston Martin struggling very little. They're in almost, yeah, basically the bottom of the standings, and so it's just very difficult for them to get back up. And so if they don't find any kind of pace with their drivers, or if they can't practice more than enough, it'll be a challenge for them.
It also wasn't the best qualifying session for Alfa Romeo. They were actually looking really consistent going into both the first and second qualifying sessions, but then at the end, Moto wasn't specifically able to get that specific kind of pace which he's known for. And I think it's mainly down to inconsistencies with his driving, but what do you think it would be?
Yeah, I mean, it's just mainly inconsistencies, you know. Of course, everyone has their strong suites, and especially in qualifying, you know, it's just very difficult to try to get consistent lap times in around 1/10 or so. And so I think it's just he may have had a little bit of a hiccup, as we see New Roma crashing out. He, of course, has done very well in terms of qualifying pace, but he has had 2 DNFs so far, at least I think so. And it's just very difficult to, you know, make sure to do that and make sure to have consistency. But yeah, I think it's just really errors in terms of qualifying and just that kind of stuff.
So yeah, to get into the race and the whole bottom line, Beast needed a good result in the qualifying to be able to have a good chance at taking the championship lead from Geometry. But because Geometry had such a good last qualifying lap, he was able to punch even further above the weight he was already punching, and now he has a sizable lead on Beast. How do you think this is gonna reflect the Red Bull team, considering they've been shown to have the best car overall, but they're losing in the constructor standings to Alfa Romeo, and their star driver with Beast just isn't able to get that shiny moment on Geometry when everything really matters.
Yeah, honestly, it's just also maybe team management too. Yes, drivers are good, and yes, strategy really doesn't play that much into effect because the tire wear is also very long to do, and even that it's very. Most people do around 2 to 3 pit stops every single race, and so it's just a really difficult manner in terms of just managing your drivers. And so yeah, it's going to be starting in a minute, and everyone's just
One more thing before I do head off of the grid. I think the ability to be able to walk around and talk is really cool, because you can go up to the stream and do a anyway. I'm gonna head back to the commentary box, and then we'll prepare everything. Really important race for both Ferrari and Red Bull, but who is going to get off the line good going into the race itself?
Also check the Discord real quick. But yeah, everyone's starting now.
Away we go. I've wanted to do one of these for ages. Okay, 5 flashing lights. It all comes down to this. It's lights out and away we go. And the Ferrari of Geometry particularly gets away well. And Beast is seeming to have quite a lot of issues when going for it. He doesn't quite have the line, but he is slowly building up speed. Is it going to be enough for him to be able to cut past the pack? Oh, and what's this? That wasn't a Williams. Lightning is also showing to particularly have a pretty good start, almost cutting ahead of Geometry entirely, but it's neck and neck. It's a little difficult to tell. Geometry has a bit of a slip up with his line, and now it's Lightning leading, and Jerry Pecco, after getting a particularly bad qualifying session, is still looking to cut through the crowd like it's absolute butter. There's a yellow flag going into split 1, but I don't think anyone's crashed yet.
Yeah, down the inside the Mercedes went. Now the Ferrari is going to keep going through the chicane. The other Ferraris are also trying to battle it through. The entire gap is 2 seconds. There was a yellow flag for sector 1, but right now it's looking like it will.
There's a slip up from both the Aston Martin of System and the Williams of Turk. They are just not having the best of days, aren't they? Despite having quite a good going to there. And they're all already diving into the pits. I don't know what compound it's for. I think it's soft. Who's gonna get out of this the best? It's honestly somewhat uncertain.
Yeah, and everyone is just trying to get out, and because, you know, the softs are a little bit of a gamble. And right now, System Failure, he stayed out. That really shows, because it's only 6 seconds right now from YSI, but it shows 6/10, but it is a little bit of a gap. Now System Failure now leading. Everyone else trying to catch up behind on the softs. They will get the advantage. You can see YSI in the distance. He's going to be attempting to catch up with System Failure. He goes a little bit wide over there, but System Failure, he's going to keep trying to go through. He's going to go through the chicane now. You can see YSI in the distance. You can see everyone in the distance. They're going to keep trying. Turk a little bit bad with his pit stop. He is 10 seconds away. But Moto also in 3rd place, Geometry in 5th place, and so right now it's looking like it will go to YSI, his teammate, and he will beat him right now.
Throughout the pack, Moto has been having a pretty good fight with Lightning. Oh, but he goes extremely wide. That's going to bring him down so many positions in the pack, and he was looking to be extremely consistent. And Beast is also showing to have a pretty nice climb up the standings himself. as Lightning has been shown to be the one guy who can consistently keep a cut. But now Wyside is approaching right behind System. I wonder if System is gonna wait. I wonder if he's gonna have the gap to get DRS, because if he can,
his System goes a little bit wide. He goes wide.
And he goes off the track. It's a mistake for him, but I don't think it's gonna give Wyside DRS. Not exactly the thing he wanted to hear, as now it allows for Lightning to close the gap just that a little bit more. One of the Red Bulls goes wide. I think that was Blupsy.
Yeah, you can see Geometry right now. He's challenging Beastivar. Right now, they're going to go through the chicane. Geometry, I think, goes on top of it. But right now, also the Red Bull of Beastivar, he's also trying to challenge him right now. The Mercedes of Lightning, he's been challenging Wyside. Wyside has not led many times, and right now it's looking like he will prove himself to the others. Right now, he's also trying to get through him.
Yeah, this is looking like Wysie's day, though Lightning is actually keeping up quite good pace with him. If Wyside can still keep things consistent and be ahead before DRS is activated, he might be able to make a pretty good cut away from everyone. And all he has to do is keep his head straight, and then he can make a cut for everything. But there's a big slip up from almost the entire crowd, and now it's a Ferrari 1-1-2 with Wyside and Geometry both in 1 and 2, but also Blupsy and Red Jelly now coming out, and there's a safety car as well. I don't know if someone crashed. I'm pretty sure
System Failure crashed. Yeah.
Yeah, System Failure. System Failure actually has a pretty fitting name, considering how many times he's slipped out at the beginning of these races.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't know, but I'm just kind of making assumptions considering how low Aston Martin is on the boards. But yeah, there is a safety car going into the next lap, and that amazing lead that Wyside had is going to be cut off quite short because of the Aston Martin. Is he going to be able to still keep everything in order after the safety car? Well, we're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, right now, Geometry obviously getting a little bit, obviously into a closer advantage to Wyside. Wyside goes a little bit wide into it. I think he might be pitting. Same with Geometry, too.
Yeah.
Geometry gets the edge.
I'm pretty sure what Wyside was doing was he was going intentionally wide so he could burn any of the penalties that he got, and so he wouldn't have to slow down in such an inopportune moment.
Yeah, right. The Red Jelly spins out. He spins out too. I think he will have to give away that track position during the safety car. But yeah, right now I think the safety car will be deployed and he gets the DRS, even though it is very slow. But yeah, right now he's everyone's still trying to go out ahead. Wyside and Geometry in 6th and 7th. So right now it will look like that Geometry and Wyside.
But there's a message by some of the race control that everyone needs to go behind the safety car, and position doesn't necessarily matter. It's a bit vague, but what do you think that really means? Because you can't just go forward and say, "Hey, there's a safety car. Who cares about positions?" That's a bit of an odd take from one of the stewards.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously a little bit dodgy, but right now everyone's attempting.
But both of the horses try to take a massive corner cut, and of course they do get slowed down by the natural in-game slowing down things. But it doesn't look like they lost track position from that, and the horses are just making slip up after slip up. As now one of them are going into the pits, and now here comes the safety car, and at the end of it all, it's actually been looking quite bad for Geometry. As he's only in 8th, while on top of the safety car drives off the track. What?
I think, okay, and so I guess we might be back onto racing.
Okay, we're back onto racing already, and Beast is actually cutting his way up the pack as Geometry is now 7 seconds down. This is going to be a massive jump for Beast in the standings if he can keep it this way.
Yeah, wait, right now. Next? We're looking at the free camera right now, but I don't think anyone's.
Okay, the leaderboards might have had a bit of an error, but it was Geometry leading this whole time.
But Frosty, I don't know what you're doing, but yeah, it's a little bit of a dodgy TV direction.
But also, in a complete shock, the Haas of Blot is now in 2nd place. The race control comes in to say. Sure, if the Haas is going to be able to keep himself in shape throughout all of this, as now the Williams of New Roma is challenging Beast for the standings. And after the stewards got censored, they come forward to say that the safety car, yes, that was my suspicion. The safety car had a massive blunder and completely drove off of the track. I don't think we've really seen anything like it in any of these races. In fact, I can't even recall an F1 race where the safety car did drive off. So this is completely new for me.
Yeah, but so right now Whiteside also challenging Blot. He gets the DRS. He's gonna keep going. He dives down the inside. Now Geometry. He's gonna go through the straight, not the straight. He's gonna go through the kink. He's gonna go through the chicane. Now also too, Whiteside is attempting to challenge through and to get through to Geometry right now. But right now it's looking like it will go to Geometry's way. And Whiteside, he stays behind Blot, I think, and you can see New Roma, he's also been a good midfield driver, but right now it's looking like it will go to Geometry's way. You can see on the leaderboards, it's only him in second, but right now it is him in third in the screen. And so you can see the Red Bull and the Mercedes behind too. They're also challenging him.
Whiteside. He makes a bit too wide of a line, and I think he might have tapped a penalty. As now, Blot is actually flying up the standings, and he's within a second of Geometry. If he can hold that in for the DRS zone, we might be able to see a Haas leading the race.
Right now the Red Bull also, he's trying to get through the Whiteside too, and because he got a little bit wide now here, and now they're going to go into the inside, they're going to scrub as much speed as they can off of here, and then also they're all going to get DRS, they're going to get that advantage. Who's going to deploy all that ERS that they can get? They're going to go into the next quarter. Who will come out on top? Whiteside will. He goes a little bit wide too, but same with Beastover. The Haas also stays behind too, but right now it's looking like it will go to Whiteside's way. Geometry leading now with a 1.2 second lead. He's attempting to build a gap from it down the inside, makes a switch back from Whiteside. Now Blot and Beastova are staying behind him, and Whiteside is making a good defensive drive, even though there is no collisions. He is making as much moves as he can. As he goes a little bit more into the inside, he takes more of a V-shaped line, and he's also going to go into the final corner, at least I think so, it might be, and we can see Geometry in the distance, but also Blot goes through. They go a little bit wide. They're going to go through the chicane. Whiteside has a little bit of a slip off.
Whiteside makes a big mistake going into that corner, but Blot also has a bit of a bump as well. He's able to recover it quite well, and he is by quite a margin now in the podium spots. Could we see a Haas on the podium? Well, he's still within the DRS range of Beast, so maybe a better position isn't entirely out of the question, but it's worth mentioning that France is one of the tracks where DRS probably affects the track the least, as there's only one DRS zone in the entire race. So Blot, pretty much having no DRS aside from that one straight, is now being challenged by the Red Bull of Blop for the podium. Oh, and there's a big slip up from Blot. He kept it consistent for so long, but he has to give up the position to the Red Bull. When now he's joined by the other half right behind him.
Yeah, right now Blupsy, I think he might be he's right behind Beastova. He's challenging for the podium too. You can see Whiteside in the distance too. He's in P5. He was P3 a moment ago. He was actually P2. And right now, he's challenging him. He's gonna go into the corner. I don't think we'll be able to catch him through here.
Oh, and
there's a little bit of a crash.
Beastova does a Tony Hawk. What was that?
Right now Whiteside is also challenging Blop, I think, and he's gonna go. He gets P4 from, I think, Blop. He had a little bit of a mishap. Right now goes a little bit wide. Now going through the next DRS straight, he will get the DRS. Same with Blop. But right now he's gonna keep going. He's gonna chase him down. Now into the next corner. Whiteside takes a little bit more of a V-shaped line, but he goes a little wide into there. And so right now he's gonna keep going. He's gonna go into the next chicane. You can see it's a Red Bull, Ferrari. Right now they're gonna go. He gets a little bit better of an exit. He's gonna go more into the inside. He gets a better exit off of that. Same with Whiteside. He's gonna keep challenging for him for fourth position. Third position.
We're almost halfway through the race, and this is looking like it's going to be a massive point swing for Geometry, but knowing Red Bull, they're probably going to ask Blop to move to the side if it means that it's going to cripple Beast in the points, because he is still in a very close championship bout with Geometry, but Who knows if these drivers have any connection to each other? Beastover not tipping his entire car in that moment, which it's always good when that kind of improvement car comes through. Beastover, wait, go on.
Sorry. No team orders, no anything. It's just pure racing from Luppy and Beastover. Right now, also, Y-Side, he's going to try to capitalize off of them. But right now, we can see Luppy in the distance. He's going to be challenging him. Going into the next corner, he will not get that track position. But, yeah, off to you, Han.
But yeah, Geometry also knows the position he's been in. He isn't particularly trying to push for the fastest laps over and over, even though he did have an insane lap in the previous one, getting a 108.7 in the midst of a race with worn out softs. But he's not trying to push above his weight. He knows that if he just keeps things consistent, he'll have a massive championship gain, especially considering that it's Beast behind him of all drivers after he had a particularly bad qualifying session before. So Beast has actually made a pretty good recovery. He's also Geometry has a bit of a shaky corner, but so does Beast. Both of them having a bizarre case of synchronized choking right there. But Geometry did make a bit more of a blunder, dropping three. I mean, wait.
Yeah.
Is it 3/10 or like?
I think, yeah. Also, let's also look at Jer and Red in 8th and 9th. They are also battling it out. Only around 3/10 separating them. But right now, I guess we're just looking at the lead right now. But right now, Beastover, he's also going to go through the next chicane. You can see Geometry in the distance. He's beginning to make it at 1.5 seconds. He's made approximately 3/10 in a couple of laps. Not that much, but also a lot in terms of league racing. Right now, Y-Side is attempting to chase them too. But right now, it's looking like Beastover and Bluppy are getting that advantage. Now, with Y-Side like this, they will try to capitalize off of this. And right now, Beastover is trying to get through. He's trying to make sure that he can get as good of a result as he can right now. And I think it's 9/10 right now, separating him now, as he made, I think, around 6/10. I'm not entirely sure if that's possible, but he does stick with the 9/10, so he is 9/10 behind right now. So I wonder if Bluppy will attempt to fight with him.
The gap is now shortened to 1 second. Beastover will now have DRS going into this straight. That is going to seriously help him catch up to Geometry. But by how much? The lead is shrinking and shrinking, as now Beastover has broken that margin. 3/10 are dropped in the straights, and now Geometry is put under pressure by both of the Red Bulls. This could be disastrous for him if he doesn't play this right. As in one race, if things don't go right here, Beastover could take the lead of the championship if both Red Bulls beat Geometry. Geometry has actually been starting to slip up as the pressure has started to mount to him. He was in such a clean position, but after some costly mistakes... Oh, and there's a slip out! That's Blopsy, the one without lines. Blopsy still in the battle for third, but now Wycey could potentially take that 2-3 Red Bull finish away from them. But now Beastover takes the lead from Geometry. And
Geometry has a little bit of a mishap too.
That's a problem with Geometry. Geometry has a really bad corner going into it, and Geometry's championship is starting to slip away from him. He needs to make an incredible recovery if he still wants to be leading after this race, as even the heart of S10 is starting to catch up to him and will have DRS. And now, in just a matter of a couple of corners, Beastover is leading the race and leading the championship.
Beastover on an absolute flyer right now, as you can see Y-Side challenging Bluppy. Right now, Geometry also leading, not leading, he's trying to challenge again. Y-Side for third position. I wonder if team orders are in place right now, but right now it's looking like it will go Beastover's way. It's 2.0 seconds right now, so I wonder if it will go. He goes down the inside, makes a little bit of a switchback. Through goes Geometry. Now, Y-Side also challenging head for Bluppy for second position, even though, yes, this may, even though they are in third and fourth, Red Bull will come out on top if they will get this position. They're over halfway through already, and so they just have to keep the consistency ready, and they might have to pit anytime soon now, as they're on to lap 15 right now, and it's looking like it will be a three-way battle.
And the Mercedes dives into the pit lane, and we don't know what compound they're gonna be on. Actually, I look, they're going with another set of softs. Mercedes have particularly been having a pretty bad race after having such a good qualifying session, as now they're both in 8th and 9th respectively. Considering that they almost had a front row of us Mercedes, I wonder what happened there. But now, S10 fighting both of the Ferraris for 4th and 3rd. He's looking like he's slipping out of position, but S10 does have a little bit more speed and a bit more consistency. Could he get a lead on geometry? This could be the ultimate disrespect if the Haas gets ahead of what is currently the championship leader, which will be lost in this race if geometry can't keep things up. He is still fairly close to YC though. Oh, and the Haas has a little bit of slip,
yeah.
Some of his pace.
Yeah, both of them slipped. They have a little bit of an overshoot, but right now they corrected it. Right now, YSI on top. He's P3. He is 2. No, not 2. He is 1.6 seconds away from Luppy right now. And down into the pit lane they go. Beast now attempting the overcut, I'm pretty sure. And so, yeah, I mean, I think he might be attempting to go for the win. He's going to try to go with a bit more of an aggressive strategy. But you can see geometry now.
Interestingly enough, Beastova has stayed out for another lap. That might hurt his wear. Maybe that might have been his last stop at the race. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and so right now it's looking like everyone's just trying to get through Blupsy. Also in P2 now, it's a 1-2 for the Red Bulls. It's 4-6 for the Ferraris right now. But yeah, right now Blupsy going through the next chicane. He's going to go into the long left-hander, almost sort of a hairpin. Now going into the left kink. He is going to go onto the semi-straight. He's going to brake, and he's going to go through the next chicane again. I think, yeah.
Due to all the pitting as well, Blot in the Haas has made it back up to 3rd place. I'm not entirely sure how much longer this is going to last, as we do still have 9 more laps, but if he keeps it consistent, we could still have a Haas on the podium.
Yeah, right now everyone is trying to go...
Never mind.
Yeah, everyone's trying to go for it. Beastova now, obviously trying to do the overcut right now, but yeah, right now you can see, I think that was Bluppy.
Is he going to be ahead? Is he going to be ahead next to Geometry? Geometry jumps ahead of Beast! Beast shouldn't have stayed out that extra race on the softs. That extra lap on the softs, and now Geometry takes back the lead of the championship after a botched pit stop from Red Bull.
Yep, and so right now, yeah, it's looking like they will have to. Yeah, they're obviously trying to get as good of a result right now. Geometry now in 2nd place. If Bluppy can maintain that gap, then I think where did Beastova? He's in P4.
I don't think Bluppy's pitted yet. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. He might have, but also YC setting a really fast first segment in. No, wait, hold on. But yeah, YC actually sets a really fast first segment. He is giving it his all to try and get this podium, considering the Beastova is challenging him. If YC can beat Beastova here, Geometry will have such a huge gap in a race where it looked like Beastova was going to be king. But also, from the behind of him, coming out of nowhere, the Mercedes of Lightning is trying to find anybody he can to get a bit of DRS after being banished to the back of the grid for so long. Could he make a claw back into some good necessary points that Mercedes absolutely need right now? And also, LPs are just gone. That's fine.
Yeah, they're completely gone. But right now, yeah, Beastova, he's still challenging for
and there's
the podium.
A slip for Blupsy! That's gonna be huge!
Alright, okay. But right now, yeah, Blupsy, he has a little bit of a slip right now. It says 5.6 seconds, but it might get more right now. But right now, yeah, Beastova now 2 seconds away from YSI. He's gonna have to go on an absolute flyer right now to try to chase ahead YSI right now. YSI, he's good with his pace, but he's not amazing with his race pace. And so right now, maybe YSI can change that too. But Beastova still challenging ahead. Lightning also trying to challenge him too. They're going to go through the semi-chicane. Beastova goes a little bit wide. He gets a little bit of a slip. He's going to go into first turn. He's going to challenge again.
A particularly bad cut as Jerry Echo, after an extremely bad race, comes out of nowhere, and now he's in 5th and he can see the podiums right up there ahead of him. Could he cut into the podiums after having such a bad race? This is going to reflect really poorly on Alfa Romeo in the constructor standings if he can't catch up to Beastover. Of course, Blopsy is another thing entirely, because after that blunder, he now only has 3 seconds to work with, and his tires are slowly getting more and more worn, so Blopsy has to work if he wants to win this.
Yeah, right now everyone's just going to keep trying, as you can see. Yeah, Beastover attempting to chase ahead Wyside. He's going to have to keep going, or else he will lose out to that championship lead. Right now, Blop, he has lost 2 seconds to Geometry. Right now, he's going to keep trying. He's going to keep attempting to get first place. He's going to keep attempting to play the ultimate team game right now. Right now, Beastover, he's chasing down Wyside right now. He's going to go through the chicane. If they will slip up, they will not. He keeps it in track limits. He doesn't use all the track, but he does use enough. Right now, as you can also see, Jared, I think that's his name, he's going to keep trying to chase ahead Beastover. But now Beastover, he's going to go onto it. He gets a little bit wide onto that long right-hander. Now he's going to get that DRS. He's going to keep attempting to go through Wyside. Now 3 seconds behind Geometry. If he can keep onto that podium place, then he will have a good time with it. As you can see, Beastover, he goes a little bit wide too. He's going to go into the next chicane. He's going to keep trying to keep catching ahead of Wyside, but right now it's looking like he is 1.6 seconds ahead of Beastover. And so right now, yeah, it will look like it goes to Wyside.
And now Jerry Pecco is also making quite a lot of pace on Beastover. Whether he's going to be able to get that overtake and seriously dent his championship points, that's currently in the question. But Beastover's wheels do lock up a little bit as he does touch the outer railings of the corner, whatever you call it. But yeah, Beastover has to keep things clean now. And oh, it's looking like he does a bit of a Tony Hawk. That's gonna lower his gap from him and Jericho more and more. It's down to a second. If he doesn't keep it consistent, Jericho will be. Jerry Pecco. I keep getting it mixed up. He'll be within the DRS range if he gets a little bit closer. Does he get it? Does he have DRS? Jerry Pecco has DRS. That's gonna cut the line between him and Beastover quite a bit, because I don't think Beastover got DRS.
Into the hairpin. Into the hairpin, the Alfa Romeo goes. Now he's going to keep chasing ahead Beastover. As you can see, he's also trying to cut ahead from Wyside. He's going to desperately trying to get into that podium place right now. He's going to go into the left-hander. He gets a little bit of a better exit. You can see him. He's catching ahead of Wyside. He's also trying to go right now. Jericho in the Alfa Romeo. He is trying to catch ahead. But right now, it is all about Beastover and Wyside. The Alfa Romeos may have fallen behind, but the Red Bulls and the Ferraris are the ones to talk about right now. As you can see them, they're going to go into the next turn. They're going to keep trying to go ahead of each other. They're going to break at the 100-meter mark. They're going to keep trying to go ahead. They're going to go through the last turn. They're going to go through the chicane. He keeps it within the white lines. He's going to keep trying to get ahead of Wyside. He's been trying for laps and laps and laps. We only have 3 laps to go. So right now, it looks like it will go to Wyside.
Yeah, but also going into the last corners for the previous lap, Geometry did have a little bit of a slip up. That's broke up some of the consistent pace he's getting on Blopsy. As remember, not only a Blopsy soft sworn, but so are Geometry's. Geometry has a lot of ground to make up if he wants to lead the race and stop Red Bull from getting a win. Because I don't think Blopsy has gotten a single win in this season yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I'm gonna check the scoreboard real quick.
Yeah, and so yeah, as he checks the scoreboard right now, Wyside also making a few tenths up of Wyside. He's gonna go into the next turn.
In the standings. This is looking like Blopsy's race to win. He just has to hold it off from the championship leader for 3 more laps. Could this be Blopsy's day? Is he going to make another blunder? He's still keeping it clean, not tapping any of the walls, going into lap 23. And looking further down on the standings, Jerry Pecco is actually... Oh, and Jerry Pecco goes off track after having such consistent pace to catch up with Beastover. But now it's a race between Beastover and Wyside to get into those podium positions.
Onto the next one. Yeah. Onto the next long right-hander. He's going to go into the DRS straight. He gets DRS. He's chasing him behind. He's going to get that speed advantage. He's going to keep trying to chase ahead Wyside for the podium. As you can see, onto the hairpin. He tries to go through, but he doesn't. He goes a little bit wide too. as Jericho also makes an advantage off of that right now. But Beast of you can see him, he's desperately trying to get ahead of Whiteside, but right now it looks like he isn't. Right now, also, yeah, Whiteside going onto the next left-hander. He goes a little bit wide. Whiteside, not Whiteside, Beast of goes. He's gonna keep trying. Whiteside trying to catch ahead of Geometry. Right now it looks like he won't, as we only have 2 laps of racing right now. He's gonna go through the next chicane. He gets a little bit of a better exit. He tries to go through. He doesn't. He stays behind.
At this point, if Geometry wants to beat Blopsy, he needs a miracle, as Geometry has slowly been seen slipping up more and more and more. He may even lose pace to Beastiver at this rate if he stays as inconsistent as he can. And going into the penultimate lap, Blopsy, after having, admittedly, a slightly slower time than Geometry, but still keeping everything consistent, is still looking like he's going to get his first win of the entire championship. This could mean quite a bit for Red Bull in the constructor standings, as Alfa Romeo's grip on it is starting to slip. Going into it, Alfa Romeo looked like they could have a chance at keeping second in the Constructors' Championship, but the moment Red Bull lost it, they immediately had this extremely good race. And again, Blopsy now has a comfortable 4-second gap. The only battle now is between him and some more softs. And there's also an even more disaster for the Alfa Romeo as Moto ends up crashing on Sector 2. This is just looking more and more disastrous for the underdog team as more time goes on. But going into the final lap, Blopsy is still looking as consistent as possible. And honestly, just looking at the standings, even though I haven't seen anything yet, Blopsy has always been a driver with some really good pace when he has his day, but that day has never quite come. But now, with Geometry making that kind of mistake, he is actually starting to slip up now a little bit, but he has time to burn.
And we've got 2.6 miles all the way to the checkered flag. Beastiver, he might be able to catch ahead to Geometry. Right now, it might not look like it, but right now, Bluppy, he did get a good pit strategy. He tried, he did the overcut, he did attempt that, and he is going on to the final lap. He's going to go through the chicane. If he can just keep this within the white lines, he will be able to get through. He's got 4.3 seconds behind Beastiver, chasing him now. He's got 2 seconds behind Geometry. Right now, it looked like it will go Blupsy's way. He's going to keep trying to go through. He might, he's going to go through the next chicane. He's going to keep going. He's going to go into the right-hander. He is, it is good. Yeah, you can.
So Blopsy has been the secondary driver for the secondary team that has been beaten down by Ferrari over and over. But in the instance where Geometry makes a mistake, Red Bull had the opportunity to capitalize on everything, and he's done it! Blopsy wins the French Grand Prix! Geometry comes in second after the big mistake he made. Still doesn't lose him that many points in the championship. Beastiver comes in third, and he's probably going to be gutted after getting so close. Jerry Pecco comes in fifth after nearly beating Whiteside to the line. S10 beats both of the mugs of Red Jelly and Lightning. And then from there, it's both of the Williams and all the Alfa Romeos, then Aston Martins and the Alpines all walking away in defeat. What an incredible race, and I'm pretty sure there must be sheer euphoria for Blopsy as he takes what I'm pretty sure from looking at the standings is his first championship win in the 7th round of the first season. What a showing!
It's a Red Bull Ferrari. So right now it's looking like it will be a very close battle now between them. They have tried to get a good result. They did get a good result. Bluppy, even though he might be a secondary driver, he has proven himself. He built a 3.5 second gap, I'm pretty sure. So he did do an amazing job trying to get him there.
And also in the Constructors' Championship, Alfa Romeo had a very small lead over Red Bull, but now, after having such an incredible race, that is more than shattered. And honestly, I'm just more or less impressed that Blopsy was able to keep everything as consistent as he was, considering the amount of pressure of Geometry being just behind him, and also having Beast who is their star driver and almost leading the championship, being kicked down by Geometry. So of course, this is going to be good for Geometry overall in the standings. But in this moment, everyone is just cheering Blupsy, and rightfully so. He's been waiting for this moment for absolutely ages, and now he's finally got that one moment to prove to himself and say, yes, I can win these Grand Prix. I don't have to play second fiddle to Beast.
Yeah, it's that just really amazing race overall. New strategy. Of course, Geometry has been dominating the past few races, but right now it looked like it will go to Bluppy's way. It will go to Red Bull's way. It is for them.
I'm going to see if I can do like the whole post-race interview kind of thing, because I want to try and mix things up. So, Geometry, your first Grand Prix win, right? Ahead of all of the other packs, after everyone else was losing their heads, you kept your cool, you played consistent, and you won it all. How does it feel to take home the trophy after being so low in the standings for a team which should be getting higher in the Constructors? Take his time. Take his time. Oh look, and right on time. Here comes Beast going into the third one as Geometry is answering that question and all. Oh, it's seeming like Geometry wants to hide a little something. But yeah, Geometry took the words right out of my mouth, honestly. And it's looking like sportsmanship between both of the Red Bull drivers, as both of them give them a GG, showing the mutual respect that both of the drivers have for each other. And now we move on to Geometry. So Geometry, you're of course leading the championship, but after that blunder going into the last couple quarters, which caused your car to slow down, you could have won it today. So are you still happy with this result, and do you think this is going to make that much of an impact on the championship, considering that you did still beat Beastava? Me neither, Beastava. Me neither. They're taking their time to have a nice old conversation with each other. And now, here's the Aston Martin driver of System. System, things just haven't been going well for you, have they? You've been... Wait, no, hold on. I don't even think that they can hear me. I think I made that realization a little bit too late. Like, they would have to be watching the stream for that. So, yeah, a bit of a half-baked attempt to try and do those, but like, yeah, I'll probably like try it by typing out in text the next time. But yeah, and System showing frustration over the mediums being rigged, but it's just been disaster for us, Aston Martin, over and over as he walks down the pit lane. Oh right, it's like a 40-second delay. Okay, that's bad. That's bad. I honestly didn't take delay into account, quite frankly, but, I mean, here we are. Wise words from the race winner Blupsy. Mediums OP for real. Oh, little jump scare! Little jump scare! But, yeah, to anyone who was watching the stream today, this was actually my first time commentating for this kind of event. I've commentated for a couple of other things beforehand, and hell, even as I'm talking, I've even been invited to commentate for a different racing league, R1. We're currently seeing how that will work out, especially if the timelines do line up. But yeah, if anyone in the comments or the Discord chat wants to give me feedback for the commentary that I've done, my way, I'd be glad for it. Thank you. I am actually looking to become like a professional commentator in the real world later on, considering like I'm going to be a student until I'm 20, and I'm pretty much using this to get as many as much experience as I can. I got the winning race of the cry. Well, you know what, Lupsy, you won your first race. You fell quite far behind in the other ones. You're allowed to cry, son. You're allowed to cry. But yeah, after such an incredible race, Ferrari extends their Ferrari loses a little bit of their points in the Constructors' Championship as Red Bull makes an absolute leap up for it. But Geometry does as much damage control as he can to keep himself away from Beastiver. It's not as impactful as he would have wanted, but overall, it's still, everyone is still. Actually, I don't really know what to say for the end of it. I think after all of that, I'm ready for a bit of a race. Wait, rest. Why do I slip up on my words right at the end? But yeah, after all of that, I'm ready for a bit of a rest. And I don't know if you are either, but stay tuned for the next coming weeks to see a little bit more of the Project Apex World Championship. So all from me.